G'day, everybody. We are back for our podcast here on the channel. This is our 50-yard line today. We've got our roving reporter. He is actually back in the truck today. So welcome, Chris. How are you today? We've got a lot to talk about.
I am doing good. It has been a long, busy day for me. I just got parked about 10 minutes ago, which is why we're on at 7:30 Central instead of 7 Central like we had planned.
That's right.
Traffic and weather conspired to make me a little bit late getting parked tonight.
That's right. But we're here. We got plenty to talk about. It's been a busy week in college football. There's a few news stories to hit on. We are going to roll out our predictions for playoffs, which is going to be funny to see where I'm kind of sitting in my knowledge of college football. So that's going to be interesting. And then obviously we're going to talk about our week 5 coming up as well too. So let's talk about the main game we had on YouTube last week, Indiana and Illinois. We're set up for this great game. This fantastic game. Like you said the week before, you know, 5 years ago, you probably wouldn't have, thought that game was going to be in the prime time. It probably shouldn't have been. I don't know. Probably a bit of a blowout is an understatement.
Well, if we could have seen the future, if NBC could have seen the future, they probably would have picked a different game. Listen, the rest of the Big Ten slate in the top 25. I mean, they could have thrown Michigan, Nebraska in there in prime time. That wound up being a banger of a game.
Yep.
I mean, they could have slid Notre Dame to the night game. Their blowout of Purdue. Maybe USC, Michigan State. That wound up being a better game. They went with Indiana, Illinois.
Yep.
And there was reasons for it. I mean, Illinois came in highly ranked. I mean, they started the season highly ranked. They were 12th to start in the preseason. Yes. They climbed up to 9. Indiana was last year's darlings in college football.
That's right.
They just ran into a couple of buzzsaws named Ohio State and Notre Dame, which turned out to be the only 2 real teams they played all last year.
Yes.
But, they had a great season, and they were undefeated coming in. They were ranked number 19. We thought we were set up for a great game in Bloomington.
It kind of started well. They both kind of ended up 7-all early on, and I thought, okay, it's going to be a great game. Great game, tit for tat. It's going to be great. And then something happened, and then it just went downhill from there.
And then the wheels fell off the canoe for Illinois.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? That was 63-10 wound up being the final score.
Yep.
The most points Indiana has ever scored against a ranked team.
Yes.
That's 63.
Yes.
And I could not explain it. I could not understand what was going on because we thought coming into the season, hey, Illinois is going to be a pretty good, Illinois is going to be a pretty good team.
Yep.
We thought Indiana might be pretty good. You doubt Curt Cignetti at your peril. Just Google.
Yep.
Just Google him. You'll see the results.
Yes.
As he would say. But
I was looking at some of his results. Last year, obviously, into the playoffs, as you said, got stopped by Ohio State and Penn State. But he's just actually re-signed for I think it was $75 million up there at Indiana. So they obviously have a lot of faith in his ability. So they've started off with great results this year as well too. So they'll definitely be one to watch.
Now they're 4-0, but you look at the stats from that game. They are eye-popping. Indiana 579 total yards. Illinois 161.
Oh.
31 first downs for Indiana to 9.
Yes. I think that
Illinois went 1 for 10 on third down.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 for 10 on third down for Illinois, 8 for 11 for Indiana. I mean, Indiana, this was a game where Indiana thoroughly dominated all three phases of the game.
Yeah.
They dominated when they had the ball.
Yeah.
They dominated when Illinois had the ball. And they dominated when Illinois tried to kick the ball
Yeah.
because they scored their first touchdown on a block punt.
That's right. That's right.
It was a thorough butt whipping from the word go
Yep.
for Indiana.
Yes.
And now, we were asking this season, as the season was starting, okay, who's going to be this year's Indiana? Who's going to be that team that kind of comes out of nowhere that has a great season? Well, right now it's turning out Indiana is this year's Indiana.
That's right. Indiana is taking up that mantle. They're sitting 11 on the rankings at the moment. I think they'd be pretty comfortable with that.
Yeah, they jumped 11 spots.
Yeah.
Or they jumped 8 spots in the poll this week.
Yep. Yep.
While Illinois at the same time dropped
quite a few.
12?
Yes, they're sitting on 23 at the moment. So they've dropped. They're almost out of 25. I think another loss. Well, depending on how they go, they're going to be out, I think, by the end of this week. So,
yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing. They've got a chance this week, Illinois does, to kind of bounce back. They've got a good opportunity to get the sour taste of last week out of their mouth. They're playing USC this week.
Yeah,
USC is ranked.
Who are sitting on 4-0. So they're doing pretty well. USC is doing pretty well. So
this would be a chance for Illinois to show the voters, hey, last week was an aberration. Do not put a lot of stock into what happened last week.
Yeah.
Something weird happened.
That's
we
right.
righted the ship. Go out and beat USC. You can say, okay, they righted the ship.
That's right.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Now, when we get to the committee later this year, how are they going to look at that Indiana game? Because you can't unsee 63-10.
Especially when you're ranked 9 and your opponent is 19.
Yeah, that's gonna be used by at least some in the committee room as an anti-tiebreaker.
Yeah, yeah.
That's going to be one of those games that's going to hurt Illinois, no matter where they're at. Because if they're, let's say they're a 2-loss team come the end of the season.
Yes.
And, they're going against not only a pile of 2-loss teams, but maybe a couple of 3-loss teams.
Yeah.
That have incredibly good resumes. That 63-10 is going to be used by some as a tiebreaker.
That's right. You're a top 10 team and you lost by a long way.
Yeah.
So Illinois might be this year's Florida, just missing out. You never know.
It could be. Or this year's Miami. Could be. And
Miami.
What was Miami?
Yeah.
What was Miami's? What was Miami's issue last year? Those close losses.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
They those close games that they were in dogfights. They had some good wins.
Yep.
But they had some dogfights that left you scratching your head, and that was enough to get the committee to say,
"That's right.
No, there's somebody more deserving."
Yeah. So it definitely is going to be a questionable loss at the end of the year, as you said. So I think that's definitely going to come back and bite them on the ass, as they say. So
now there could be a completely different way to go for Illinois. If they beat USC, okay, they kind of righted the ship. They've still got a shot, but a loss like that at the exact same time, that could be a loss that spirals their season out of control.
Yes.
Okay, because again, they've got a ranked USC they're playing this weekend.
Yep.
They lose that one. Now all of a sudden you've lost 2 in a row, and you're getting into the heart of the Big Ten schedule.
Yes, that's right.
And you as a team and a fan base, you really start to question, okay, were we complete frauds the first 3 weeks of the season? Blowing out teams that weren't really good?
Yes.
Or are we not as good as we thought we coming into the season?
Yes. because they've got
it's a fine
USC,
line.
they've got Purdue, and then they've got Ohio State. So,
Oh yeah, well, Purdue, that should be a cakewalk. I stress should, but
it
if you got a
should be,
two-game
but
losing
you never
streak,
know.
you know, at that point anything's possible.
And then
but then we're talking about the defending national
yeah,
champions.
yeah. That's that.
So,
I mean, I don't think anybody's going to beat Ohio State. I'm just going to say that this year. But I mean, there's a lot of football. We're only on the 4th week. We're just about to start week 5.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of football left. So,
there's way too much football left.
And as I keep saying, you're only as good as you are on the day. So anybody is able to lose. So, but very interesting week. Great game that we had. Obviously, we did kind of flip flop through a few games on the weekend as well. We didn't quite stay on the Indiana Illinois game because it was a bit of a blowout there as well too. So
we kind of got the hell off of that game once that thing got. There were some other games there were some other games in the prime time.
That's right.
Missouri, South Carolina wound up being pretty good. Miami, Florida wasn't really a great game, but it was better than the Indiana Illinois game.
Yeah.
Miami was a good game. Just to watch the Miami defense. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that defense is straight up nasty for Miami. I saw this stat coming out of that game.
Yeah.
Miami had more rushing yards and passing yards than Florida had total yards.
Dang.
In that game.
That's a telling stat. That's crazy.
That is whoa. Yeah, because Florida had what did they have? 141 total yards in the game. I'm pulling up all the team stats right now. Miami ran for 184 yards, passed for 160.
Yes.
That is all Miami's defense.
Yeah,
that is a nasty, nasty defense. Now,
yeah.
Okay, Florida's offense probably could share some of the blame because they stunk, but at the same time, they were stinky because Miami's defense is that damn good.
Yes.
Which it is going to be fun. I'm already looking ahead
for this week. This week is going to be
10 days or so from 10 days from now when Florida State plays Miami in the biggest ACC showdown of the season so far.
Yeah.
That is going to be a game when those two play.
Yes. I'm looking forward to that Florida, as well, too. So,
although I got to tell you, Florida State has a potential banana peel game coming up this week.
Florida State?
Yeah, Florida State. They are playing Virginia.
Virginia, yes.
And Virginia looks like maybe a surprise package. And that is going to be a tricky game for Florida State. They got to go to Charlottesville.
Okay.
On Saturday. Saturday prime time. Now, Florida State's a 7.5-point favorite. Just looking at that game.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, that's on Friday. That's a Friday night game in Charlottesville. So that's how you kind of kick off the football weekend. Getting Florida State with a tricky road game at 3-1 Virginia a week before their showdown with Miami.
Yes.
Like I said, that is a potential banana peel game for Florida State.
Because they've started to see. I was going to say, you're wondering how much they're thinking about Miami and not Virginia.
Right, because they overlook Virginia.
Leapfrogging, yes, that's right. We've seen it before.
And listen, we see it plenty of times.
Yep.
Every year we'll see a team, they've got a massive game coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
But they completely overlook the cupcake in their schedule or the mid-tier team in their schedule.
Yep.
and that game winds up being at best a dogfight or at worst an L, leading into your blockbuster game the following week. That is the exact situation we have coming up, and we're talking about a top 10 team coming off a bye as well.
Yep.
On the road in conference against a 3-1 team. That has been a bit of a surprise for everybody, because Virginia football hasn't been great for a while, but good start to the season.
Yeah.
Now they've got a potential block. They've got this. This could be their game of the season for Virginia.
Yeah.
And you got to know that if Virginia winds up pulling this upset, there will be a field storming in Charlottesville. You can guarantee there will be a field storming if Virginia wins that one. Because that is a massive win for that program.
Yeah, for that program. Yep.
Totally looking forward to that game, though, on Friday night.
An interesting
leading into the weekend.
Yeah, to keep our eye on for sure. So we kind of sat down this week. You gave us some homework saying, let's do a prediction for the playoffs for this year. Who are we going to pick? You've made your list. I've made my list. We haven't spoke about it at all. I've kind of redone this list about 8-9 times. So.
And actually, in fairness, Lyle, we should give proper credit where it's due.
Yes.
Somebody in chat on Saturday, somebody in the chat during
the
live stream on Saturday suggested we do this.
That's right.
I wasn't watching the chat, so I don't know who said it, but who suggested it. But whoever suggested it, want to make sure you are the person who gets credit for it. You nameless person out there who gave us a really good idea.
That's right. Very good idea. It's kind of been I've been looking at it, and as I said, I've changed it about 9 times. The first couple were easy as, first 5, no worries. That last couple, it's been real hard. It's been real tough. Now I kind of feel like what the committee would feel, even though the team, what they're capable of, but they just don't have the scores to back it up. But who's going to be, bringing them more money, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff that they think about. And it's like, oof, this is tough. This is bloody tough. And I'm only doing it for fun.
Right. I will tell you, on my list, I had teams put in certain places.
Yeah.
And then I did swap a few of them around.
Yes.
I will preface my list by saying that I already know I'm going to piss off at least 2 major fan bases with my list.
I didn't even think about that, and I think I've got about 3. So look out.
Well, I'm just going to tell you right now. There are 19 unbeaten teams in the top 25, in the AP top 25 right now.
Yeah. Obviously, a few of them had buys this week, last week, I should say. So we're going to have a few teams now that are going to carry that loss to week 6. So this week it's going to be that kind of pivotal week where teams are going to start losing positions because they're going to start losing. So it's going to be very, very interesting week. Shall I just start with mine and then we can finish on yours, shall we? Wait, did we lose him? Oh, we might have lost him. He might be out of he is parked up in a truck park, so we'll just wait to see if we get him back. But welcome everybody. If you're in the chat there, Josh is already claiming credit for that. I don't think so. At least one of them, Josh. At least one of them. Clemson is this year's Florida State. Yikes. I think so. We talked about Gundy earlier in the podcast. He definitely got fired today. We kind of saw that coming anyway. It doesn't help when you run your mouth and then you lose. I'm sure that's not a good look either. So we'll wait to see if we get Chris back here in a moment. Um, maybe it was Molly, but I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember. I remember somebody saying it, but I can't remember who it was. Uh, Memphis and Arkansas game was entertaining. Memphis is doing really bloody well. Really bloody well. I think they're 4-0 at the moment. Old Memphis.
I think I'm back.
Okay. Welcome back, mate.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, I think you just dropped out there. So
Oh,
I was going to say I'll do my list first. We'll have a good
okay.
laugh, and then we can get into your list. So, like I said, the first five, no.
So you're going to go top to bottom.
Yeah,
1
top
to 12.
1 to 12. Yes.
Okay.
I think that's probably easier way to understand it.
Okay.
Unless you want to go 12 to 1, it's up to you.
It's your list, man.
Let's go 1 to 12. Because the first couple
Okay.
you're not going to be surprised anyway. Ohio State, obviously. I don't know if anybody's going to beat them. So
Okay, well, we're 1-for-1 in differences.
Oh, okay. I got Miami coming in second with Georgia bringing up 3. They're kind of the dark horse. Nobody's really been talking about Georgia, so we'll see how they go against Alabama next week. I beg your pardon.
That is a massive game coming up
this week. Yeah, so
that's this weekend.
That's right.
That's at the same time of the game you got all 3 of your.
That's it. Exactly. Number 4, I've got LSU. 5, I've got Oregon.
Okay.
I've only put Oregon 5 because of the strength of schedule. Penn State at 6. Texas A&M at 7.
Okay.
I've got Indiana at 8. I've got Florida State at 9. Obviously, it depends how it goes with Miami. But even if they lose to Miami, I think they're still going to be there because Miami is sitting second, I think.
That's not going to hurt them all that much.
No. Oklahoma.
Lost to Virginia this week, different story.
Well, that's right. Oklahoma, I had at 10, but as we discussed before we came on live, that Mater's got a hand injury at the moment. Oklahoma quarterback. They've got a pretty tough, apart from Kent State this week, they've got a real tough schedule coming up in the next month or so. I don't know. Do they lose 3? Do they lose 1? I don't know if Oklahoma's going to be as high as that. It depends on how they're going to recover from this injury, because he has been a fantastic player there at the moment. So coming in from Washington State there. So number 11, I've got down Texas. Now, they've only lost 1 game so far, obviously to Ohio State, who's, sitting at the top of the table. So I kind of about putting in Texas because I don't know how Manning is going to go when he gets to the tough teams. I don't know. So we saw him when he played Sam Houston. He's got to lose that attitude as well. That is not a good look for him as well, too. So,
taunting a player from Sam Houston State.
I know, come on,
not a great look.
No, especially when you're sitting on what is it, 42% completion rate. Let's get that higher, and then we'll talk. Now,
let's save the taunting for when you're not struggling nearly as much.
When you're getting 95%, then maybe we'll talk about it. The 12. I couldn't decide. I've got South Florida because they've been doing really well. But I've also got Navy, who are sitting on 4-0 at the moment. But it comes down to, obviously, strength of schedule and everything else like that. So that's the 12. Number 12, I couldn't decide between South Florida or Navy. So... And obviously, I haven't put in Alabama. I haven't put in Tennessee. Texas Tech has been really good this year as well. Memphis has been really good as well. They're sitting on 4-0 at the moment as well, for that Group 5, team to get in. So it's been tough. It's been a tough bloody list.
Yep.
We do have other teams sitting on, no losses at the Vanderbilt, but their schedule at the moment is going to be rough for them for the rest of this year. So, Alabama, Georgia, and all that kind of stuff. So that is my 12.
Yeah, and the way I did it, I'm not projecting anything. I'm not looking ahead to anything.
Yes.
Right now.
Yeah.
I'm taking what has happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our lists, nothing is in agreement.
Oh.
Not a thing is in agreement.
Okay.
1 to 12. 1 to 12. I've already said, you put Texas in as a one loss. They're not in my 12.
Dang.
So
okay.
My group of 5. You mentioned my group of 5 in your list of potentials.
Okay.
And it was Memphis.
Memphis, yeah.
I did consider South Florida.
Yep.
Because they actually got more votes, more vote points in the AP Top 25 this week.
Yep.
Their signature win, but they've got one loss. First of all, the loss to Miami.
Yeah.
But their signature win is Florida.
Yes.
Memphis.
Not doing real well.
Memphis.
Yes.
No, exactly.
Yes.
Memphis just beat Arkansas.
Yes. Yeah.
This past week.
Yeah.
So Memphis gets my group of 5 spot. I've got them as the 12 seed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll go back up to the top here.
Yeah.
I've got at number 1 Miami.
Miami. Okay.
Based on the fact that they have two ranked wins.
Yes. Yeah. Ohio hasn't played any conference games yet. No.
Yeah. Ohio State, they've got that win against Texas.
Yes.
Which is a fine win. It wasn't a huge win. It was a dogfight win.
Yes.
But
and Texas
that's really
I guess
that's really their only signature win right now.
Yeah.
Miami, they've got wins against 2 ranked teams.
Yeah.
They beat South Florida. What was their? I cannot remember who their other one was. For the life of me, I can't remember that one.
Where are we?
Let me pull their schedule up.
Notre Dame, they beat.
Notre Dame. That's right. Yes. Notre Dame opening weekend.
Yes, opening weekend.
Which is a fantastic win.
27-24 they beat Notre Dame.
Yeah. Yeah, that was their other signature win.
Yeah.
Plus, they handled South Florida pretty well. 49 to 12.
49 to 12. So that's a big win. Yeah.
That puts them at number 1 through 4 weeks for me.
Yeah.
Number 2, I've got Georgia.
Ooh. See, I kind of debated whether Georgia would be higher, but
you go to Neyland and beat Tennessee.
That's a big
that is a great win.
Yeah.
Okay. That was in that next tier down from Miami. That gave me, that is a very, very nice win for them.
Yeah.
Then that was enough for me to put them at number 2. Number 3, I've got Oklahoma.
Ooh.
And now I put this list together Sunday night.
Okay.
So this was before the news about John
Mateer
being out for a month. But again, I'm basing this list on what have you done so far, not projecting what may happen with an injured quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm not punishing Oklahoma like Florida State got punished 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Not going to do that to them. They have wins against Michigan and Auburn.
Yes.
Solid wins against ranked opposition. Now, neither one of those wins for Oklahoma, outrank Miami beating Notre Dame, and neither one of those wins outrank Georgia going to Tennessee and winning.
Yes.
But those are 2 really good wins for Oklahoma. That's why I've got them at number 3. I originally had Ohio State at number 3, but bumped them down because Oklahoma has those 2 wins against
Ooh.
ranked opponents, and Ohio
Okay.
State only has 1. Therefore,
Yeah.
Ohio State winds up as my number 4.
Okay.
Okay. Number 5, I got LSU.
Ooh. Bumping down the Ducks, eh? Damn. Okay.
I am bumping down the Ducks.
Okay.
Now, originally, we thought them beating Clemson. Wow, going
That
to
was a good
Clemson
win.
and winning.
Not so much.
Oh,
Not
great
so
win!
much.
It's a great win. Oh, they beat Florida. Well, now you look at where we're at now, and
Yeah.
those wins don't look nearly as strong
No,
as they
as
did
solid?
because
No.
they have a combined
Yes.
record of 2-6.
Yes. Okay.
So,
Okay.
but I did put LSU at number 5, but just ahead of Oregon
Oregon. Yeah.
because who the hell was Oregon played?
Nobody. We got Penn State next week, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I think that is our toughest match left.
Yeah. I put little notes next to the team in my list.
Yeah.
And Oregon was the first team I have no note on.
Yes.
Because, okay, they killed Oregon State this week. They should have killed them.
Yes.
They beat Montana State.
Yeah.
They destroyed Mike Gundy. And they weren't the direct reason Mike Gundy got fired today, but man, that would have been part of the reason why he got fired today at State. But really, Oregon hasn't played anybody.
We haven't played anybody. Our strength of schedule this year has been it is pretty weak. We do have Penn State, and then we've got Indiana.
Your schedule's kind of backloaded.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And it starts this weekend with
the whiteout
with Penn State.
Yep.
Number 7. Number 7's totally out of left field for us. It's a team that you did not have in the list.
Okay.
It is from the same state of a team that you did put in your list, and I don't have in my list. Oh. Number 7, Texas Tech.
Yeah, see, I debated whether to put Texas Tech because they've been doing really well too. They've been doing really well as well. They are sitting 12 on the rankings as well too.
And I could be totally suffering from some recency bias in putting Texas Tech in there.
Yeah.
But I was damn impressed by what they did Saturday, going to Salt Lake City and woodshed beatdowning.
Yes.
Utah
34-10. Yeah. That's a big
that is not an easy place for a team to play.
No.
For a road team to go into Salt Lake City and win.
Yeah.
And they dominated.
Yes.
Texas Tech dominated that game against Utah. So I rewarded them with a nice road win, get your rewards.
Yeah.
And I put them at number 7 on my list this week.
Ooh, okay.
And in my top 12. No, that is a lot higher than their AP ranking.
Yeah, that's right.
I think they deserve it.
Yeah.
Number 8, Penn State. Penn State's kind of in this. Penn State's kind of in the same boat that Oregon's in.
Yeah.
Who have they played?
Yeah. It's
not
kind
much.
Of been, it's been a light schedule so far.
And the only reason Penn State is lower than Oregon is because Oregon's played 4 nobodies and Penn State's only played 3 nobodies.
Yeah, that's right.
So Oregon gets the bonus of 1 more nobody they play. They get the higher ranking.
Yeah.
That was how I tie broke it. I broke that one between Oregon and Penn State. It gets settled out Saturday night in State College in front of 108,000 in a whiteout, prime time on NBC, here on Patrol Nation on YouTube with our watch party.
That's right.
And in the Discord for the Patreon members. So that's going to get settled out head-to-head on the field.
Yes.
As it should be in football. But right now I've got Penn State as my number 8. Number 9, I've got Texas A&M.
Okay.
And they've got a nice win. They went to South Bend and beat Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
So I could have had them higher. I could have had them,
Yeah.
up a little bit higher like you did. You had them at 7.
Yeah.
I could have easily seen them at 7. Number 10, I've got Florida State.
Okay.
And
okay.
that win against Alabama, that surprising 2-touchdown win over Alabama on opening week, that
Yeah.
still resonates for me because Alabama, now they've won 3 in a row, and they're at 3-1,
Yeah.
and they've got a showdown game with Georgia coming up this weekend. If Alabama somehow goes to Athens and beats Georgia, the knock-on effect is not going to only help Alabama's ranking, it's going to help Florida State's
That's
ranking.
right. That's right. Yeah.
As long as they keep winning, because now all of a sudden, that opening weekend win against Alabama by 2 touchdowns,
Touchdown.
that's really
good
looking
match.
good now
Yep.
because that's Bama's only loss, and they just beat Georgia.
Yes. Ooh.
So
That's
the
right.
potential knock-on effects of that Alabama-Georgia game, Florida State's going to be a big fan of Alabama this weekend.
Yep.
Number 11, I've got Indiana.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, Indiana is turning into this year's Indiana.
Yep, that's right.
Kind of, they were down near 20. They were down at 19.
Yep.
And then Illinois came in, and Indiana poleaxed them by
Yeah.
53 points. Sent Illinois spiraling. So I got to reward Indiana. That's a really good win for them.
Yep.
When you beat a ranked team, a top 10 ranked team by 53 points, you deserve some props.
that's
So
right.
I kicked them in at number 11,
Yep.
which is right where their AP ranking is this year.
Yep.
So I think number 11 is totally appropriate. Now, at 4 weeks in, it is just so tough to do this because
Yeah.
you got so many unbeaten teams.
Yeah.
And Texas deserves consideration. Tennessee deserves consideration. Well, the rest of the unbeaten teams deserve consideration there at the
Yeah.
of the 12.
Yeah.
Missouri's got a really nice, came off a really nice win,
Yeah.
beating South Carolina, a very tricky South Carolina team that year after year always seems to be a thorn in Missouri's butt. Missouri will have a great team, play South Carolina and lose.
Yeah.
Okay, it just always seems to happen. It's a tricky game for them every year.
Yeah.
They handled their business Saturday night in Columbia.
That's right.
Vanderbilt. I mean, what can you say about Vanderbilt? Same thing with South Carolina. Hell, they went to Columbia, South Carolina, and murdered
Yes.
the Gamecocks. I mean, the Gamecocks were not cocky after that. And Vanderbilt deserves some consideration.
Yes.
There are a lot of teams that deserve consideration.
There is. There is.
Right now. So, we're at 4 weeks. We'll probably not do one of these for another 3 or 4 weeks as
Yep.
we get closer to the official rankings.
Yep.
Plus, we'll have a lot more games that define team season.
Yes. Yeah.
The Oregon Penn State game. This is
Yeah.
a blockbuster game. It's going to make somebody's season. It's going to be a
Yeah.
great win for somebody. Come the rankings, come playoff determination time.
Mhm.
For one of those teams, whoever wins that game. Georgia, Alabama, same thing. Alabama, think about this. If Alabama wins this, if Georgia wins that game against Alabama, Alabama's pretty much toast.
Yes.
With 2 losses, including a loss in the SEC, which seriously harms their chances of making the SEC championship game. But if Alabama wins that game at Georgia, number 1 is a road win at Georgia,
Yeah.
which is quality to begin with.
Yep.
Now, all of a sudden, that blows the SEC race wide open. And Alabama throws themselves back into the mix because even though they've got 1 loss, that's a non-conference loss they have. They're still in a prime position where they could make the SEC championship game and wind up winning the automatic bid from the SEC.
Yeah, that's right.
Let alone
That's right.
having a massive quality win on their resume if they need an at-large berth
Yeah.
in the playoff.
Yeah.
So that is a monster game come Saturday night for Alabama.
For
And like I
Alabama,
said, if
yes.
Alabama wins that, they blow the SEC race wide open. And now all of a sudden we're talking 6, 7 teams saying, hey, we got a real shot at winning the Southeastern Conference.
Yeah.
You know, Georgia would obviously be in that mix. Tennessee, Alabama, Vanderbilt, Missouri, LSU would be in that mix as well. I mean, they've got a big game coming up as well against Ole Miss this weekend.
Yep.
That's a monster game.
Yeah.
For positioning in the SEC and getting to Atlanta this year. But yeah, an Alabama win over Georgia, you got a whole lot of contenders for the SEC title at that point, and then you start thinking about tiebreaker permutations. Okay, who's my friend? Who's not my friend? Who do I need to lose in this whole mess? Because not out of the realm of possibility, you got 5 one-loss teams.
Yes.
Come the end of the season. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention Texas, who still has no SEC losses. They would be in there. Oklahoma is in the mix, although who knows what happens with this injury. The potential for chaos in an Alabama win is just massive.
Yep.
And because I am always here for the chaos, I just got two words. Roll Tide.
It's going to be interesting if they do. It's going to be interesting if they do win or lose. If they do lose, as you said, that's going to really, dent their playoff chances. But then again, we did. What is going to happen then at the end of the year when the actual voting happens? Will they kick him out again?
Yeah,
Who knows? Who knows?
Alabama's. The thing is, an Alabama loss this weekend to Georgia, it takes away all of their margin for error.
Yeah, that's right.
They would have to run the table, and even that might not be enough.
No.
To get Alabama into the playoff. 2 losses, okay.
Yep.
Decent chance, but they would need an awful lot of chaos to be happening, or to be able to backdoor their way into an SEC title game, or to an 11 seed as an at-large. So I think it would be, and that would only come if they ran the table. If they got a 3rd loss, they're dead.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm just looking at the schedule here too, which is pretty tough for the rest of the season.
Find me an SEC team that has an easy schedule.
I mean, all of them have
Let's be honest
already. So
we've got the SEC has 10 ranked teams. 10 of the 16 teams in the SEC are ranked in the AP Top 25 this week.
Yeah.
That is, you don't really get a week off in the SEC. Hell, even Mississippi State's not an easy out this year.
No.
Ask Arizona State how easy that game is. Okay, maybe Kentucky. I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe that's the cream puff this year in the SEC.
Kentucky's
just
definitely struggling for sure. Yes.
It's just murderer's row in the SEC, which is going to be great when you have 6 2-loss teams at the top of the SEC at the end of November, the first part of December, and the computers are, and you have computers that are giving us the blue screen of death trying to determine who gets into the SEC championship game because they can't figure out the time.
Oh, that's going to be horrendous. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
Absolutely. I want to see that. I want to see when we get to rivalry week, Thanksgiving weekend. I want to see the list of the permutations for the Southeastern Conference championship game. And I want to see it be like 10,000 words. I want to see it be a Bill Simmons Grantland feature story from 10 years ago. spelling out all the possible permutations for the SEC championship game. If this happens, who gets in? If this happens, who gets in? Yada, yada, yada. And it just goes forever.
Yep.
I want that.
That's going to be, it's definitely a tough conference this year. But as you said, we're only 4 weeks in. There's a lot to happen in at least the next 4 weeks. So,
yep,
it's going to be interesting where we sit in the next month or so. So, who did you have at number 12?
I had Memphis.
Memphis, nice. See, I had them on my
put Memphis in.
Just out of the 12 list. I had Georgia Tech after the 12. Texas Tech, obviously. Memphis, Missouri, and Vanderbilt. Was my just outside the 12. So,
yeah, Tech got a little consideration.
Yeah.
But like I said, I had to come up with a group of 5 somewhere.
Yeah.
And Memphis, by virtue of beating Arkansas,
yes,
they just nosed out. Yeah, really, my other option for the group of 5 was going to be South Florida.
South Florida.
They were really the only really viable other one for me, but I couldn't give it to them without one loss. And had it been a nail biter close loss to Miami, I probably would have given it to South Florida, even with the one loss. But they got blown out.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's why I gave it to Memphis, even though South Florida got actually more votes this week in the AP poll.
Yeah, Memphis has been sitting there, just quietly doing their work. So 4-0 they're sitting at the moment, old Memphis. So be interesting to see what they do for the rest of the season as well too. So, but that was a pretty good exercise on where we're kind of sitting. I mean, we all had roughly the same teams, just kind of switched around a little bit.
We had 10 of we had 10 of the same teams out of
10 of the same teams, out of the 12. Just kind of switched around a little bit. Not even that much. Apart from Ohio State, you had down at number 4. So I can understand that reasoning as well too. So who have they played?
Yep.
Apart from Texas, no one really at all. So
no.
Same with Oregon and Penn State. So can understand those rankings as well too. So
and that's the great thing about college football, and even getting into the playoff era. Where we settled championships on the field now. We still get those old school debates that we got back in the day when we had split national champions because we had no playoffs. And we still get that debate, and we get that anger, and we get that passion, and we get the politicking from coaches and athletic directors and fan bases. To say, hey, pick our team. Don't pick that team. Our team's better. Not them. Us. We still have debates on who should have won a national title from 50 years ago, 60 years ago, because there was so much controversy. And even though now we settled it on the field, we still get the controversy about who gets in. To play for the national title.
It's an interesting way, and obviously they're changing the playoffs to slightly straight seed this year instead of the setup from last year as well. So it's going to be the top 4 teams that get the bye, not the conference winners. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes. From obviously we all know what happened last year too. So everybody who had a bye got absolutely thrashed. In the playoffs there. So be interesting to see if this is any different. So for that final round there. But that was a good exercise. I enjoyed that. As I said, changed it about 8 or 9 times, went through it, took teams out of teams. Man, I watched this one on YouTube, this prediction. It was a month ago, I think it was. And 2 of the 3 panelists on that put Clemson as the overall winner for the Natty. I just went, oof. That did not age very well at all.
Yeah, as I like to say, that aged like milk.
That's right. It's like as soon as I saw it, I went, "Oof, that's a bad prediction."
Yeah,
But a month
yeah.
ago, when nobody played, I mean, it probably would have been a good
Yeah.
prediction. So,
Hey, Clemson on paper, Clemson coming into this season, they had the 5th highest returning production
yep,
to their roster.
Yep.
You would have thought with that experience, hey, they're going to be a real contender for the national championship.
When you think about it like that, it's what happened. You know, what are they not just clicking? Is it down to the coaches? Is it down to the schedule? Is it down to preparation? Who knows? Who knows? As I said, you're only as good as the day. You know.
Yeah, you just can never tell. I mean, that's the beauty of sport.
Yep.
I mean, you can make all the predictions, all the prognostications you want.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you got to perform on the day each and every time you step on the field, and if you don't do it, you're going to get beat. And you know, Clemson, ultimately, it has come down to execution. Their offense has not been good. I mean, the defense has been all right for most of the season, but you know, the offense has really stunk.
Yeah.
And you got to score points in college football to have a chance.
You got to convert. That's the thing. So
you know, only if you're Iowa can you win 10-7 ball games on a regular basis and have any hope of a modicum of success.
Yes.
In college football, everybody else, hey, you got to score some points to be successful. And Clemson just has not been doing it. And you know, their game against Troy. I mean, you look at that game alone. Their only win of the season against Troy, they trailed that game 16-0 at home.
Yeah, that's right.
To Troy.
Yeah. They only just won that game.
Yeah, I mean, they won by double digits. They won by 11 in that game.
Yeah.
But that seriously flattered Clemson. A double-digit win against Troy because they deserve to lose that game by double digits as bad as they played.
Yes. They're they're definitely not looked comfortable at all in any of their games.
No.
So.
No, and you look at the rest of their schedule. I mean, you know, their national title hopes are dead. They've got 3 losses. They've got a couple of rather bad losses. Well, at least one rather loss and a way too uncomfortable win on their schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I honestly think bowl eligibility is a long shot for them.
Oof, yes. I mean, that's another story, isn't it? For another day, you know, who's going to get into bowls as well.
And what's going to wind up happening if Clemson not only doesn't make the ACC title game, which seems, you know, for the last decade to have been their birthright, to play and win SEC or ACC titles, and compete for national championships, that is completely blown to smithereens. Yeah. What happens to that coaching staff if they go 4-8? Does Dabo have enough? Does Dabo have enough gravitas or whatever word you want to use in the building? Enough respect built up in the building
to be able to stay there
for the administration to say, okay, this was an aberration, but they're going to have they're probably going to be like, you need to make some changes in philosophy. I mean, he's been very averse to going into the transfer portal.
Yeah.
He doesn't like doing that. I mean, is he going to have to dip a lot more into the transfer portal to save his job if they have another bad season next year?
Maybe what you're saying there about, you know, they were ranked 5th for returning. Maybe that was half their problem too. Maybe they haven't got, you know, like everybody else is experimenting because they got new players, you know, new quarterbacks, new plays they're running. Maybe Clemson is running the same old stuff and everybody's just went, no, that's not working anymore. So You know.
Yeah, maybe it was a case of Clemson. I mean, they made the playoff last year. They
Yep.
won the ACC by the skin of their teeth
Yeah.
last year,
Yep.
and that was a fairly inexperienced team that got a lot of experience in close games last year.
Mm,
Maybe it was maybe it was the coaching staff miscalculating what they actually had on their roster
yeah. Maybe it was
and
just pure
saying,
luck.
okay,
Yep.
well, I mean, luck certainly plays into it.
Yep.
But maybe it was a case that they miscalculated, thinking they've got a better team than they did on paper,
Yeah.
and now they did need to go out and improve because they thought they had their guys. Well, it turns out they didn't have their guys
No.
because now we're seeing the results on the field,
Yep.
and the results are lacking big time
Yes.
for Clemson. So what do they do here in this offseason? I mean, I don't think this is going to cost Dabo his job. A one season aberration where they kind of fall off the table isn't going to do it.
If they win,
look at Florida State.
well, yes.
Look at what
Yes.
happened with Florida State last year.
Yeah.
And Florida State is a program that, the last 20 years or so, they've been willing to blow coaches out quickly,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
they stuck with their guy,
Yeah.
and they're reaping the rewards. Bringing new players,
Yep.
good recruiting, good job in the transfer portal, get some good players in, and now they're reaping the rewards
Yep.
where they're back to being a contender after the one season aberration. Does Clemson do the same thing next season?
Yeah.
After a one season aberration, or is this the start of the new trend for Clemson where they kind of fall off the map for a while in terms of national power? That's going to be that will be the question that gets answered in the next year or so.
Yeah.
With Clemson. And one season you can forgive.
Yeah.
2 or 3 seasons at Clemson, even with the goodwill that Dabo's built up, eventually that runs out.
That
and you
definitely
get
runs
blown out.
Yeah. Ooh, tough season for Clemson ahead. That is for sure.
Yep.
For sure. So talking about looking ahead, week 5. Obviously our YouTube game this week is going to be Oregon versus Penn State. 100%. It's on it's the late game. It's the later game on the schedule this week. But we'll be there. It's obviously going to be the whiteout game. It's going to be huge. It's going to be loud. And I'm just hoping, touch wood, we're going to give them a really good game for it. So, as you said, we haven't really played many tough teams this year. We don't have Ohio. We don't have Michigan. But this one is definitely going to be one of our toughest for this season. So I'm really looking forward to it.
We're
really looking forward to it.
We'll have our eyes on that game on YouTube, but we'll have half an eye on Alabama, Georgia.
We certainly will,
which kicks at the same time.
Yes.
We'll also have an eye maybe on Iowa State, Arizona, which is in the same time slot, kicks off a half hour earlier.
Oh.
Kicks off at 6 Central in Ames. But 3-0 Arizona at number 14 Iowa State.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on Arizona.
Yes.
They have the ability to sneak up on a team. And Iowa State, they've had a great start to the year. They're unbeaten.
Yep.
They went to Dublin, beat Kansas State. They just beat Iowa last week. Last week was the week before. They won the Cyhawk game.
Yeah. The week before.
But that could very much be a tricky game.
Yeah.
You got afternoon slate. How about LSU Ole Miss at 2:30 Central?
Yeah.
In the afternoon window. LSU number 4 in the country headed to Oxford to take on Ole Miss. Both teams at 4-0.
Yeah.
Ole Miss actually is a favorite in that game.
Yeah, Ole Miss
They're
is
a point and a half favorite in that game.
Top of the table at the moment. They've got 2 conference wins, so they're looking pretty good.
Yep.
Ole Miss.
Yep. Same window. Ohio State, number 1 in the nation.
Yep.
Going to Washington, unranked Washington. That's a long road trip. Going to Seattle.
Yes.
For number 1 Ohio State. potentially tricky, and Washington's 3-0.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got here. Mentioned USC Illinois. That's the big noon
Texas
game on
A&M
Fox.
and Auburn.
Yep, Auburn coming off that close loss to Oklahoma on Saturday in some controversial circumstances. I'm not going to get into the weeds on that, but the SEC actually called out the officials for missing a call on an Oklahoma touchdown in a game that Oklahoma ultimately won by a touchdown. So Auburn's gonna want some vengeance, and guess what? A&M's next on the schedule, and that's a game that could cause some chaos and some major chaos. How about Indiana coming off that massive win over Illinois?
Yep.
They're going to a place that I like to say where national title dreams go to die. They're going to Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City on Saturday afternoon to take on the Hawkeyes.
That's right. Yes.
Iowa is never a team that is in the national title picture, even back in the 4-team playoff days.
Yeah, okay.
But I always like to say Kinnick Stadium is where national title dreams go to die. Because what happens is you can even get a top 5 team going into Kinnick and getting beat by Iowa. Because Iowa plays this grinded out, set football back 70 years gameplay and somehow win 14-10 and completely destroy your national title hopes.
Yes.
That's what Indiana has to worry about going into this game in Iowa City on Saturday afternoon. That Indiana winds up getting stuck in Iowa's game. If the game gets played to Iowa's liking, Indiana has problems. If Indiana comes out, throws the ball all over the yard, gets some points early, 21 points should be enough to beat Iowa.
Okay.
But if Indiana can't get to 21, watch out. That is upset potential.
Yes.
And Iowa, they're 3-1. Their only loss was to Iowa State.
Yep.
In the Cyhawk game. So not out of the realm of possibility that Indiana goes in and gets upset on Saturday. So, that's another one of those undercard games. How about this one? Another tricky road game for a ranked team. Tennessee in the 4:15 Eastern game.
Yep.
They're going to Starkville to take on 4-0 Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Mississippi State was the dregs of the SEC last year, and they're 4-0, including a win over a ranked Arizona State team a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
Now Tennessee, at 3-1, ranked 15th, they got to go to Starkville. That's a tricky game for them.
Yep.
With a whole lot of chaos potential. So there's a lot of games on this schedule this week. It is.
Yep.
This is the football equivalent of having tickets to a music festival featuring Journey, Bon Jovi, and Freddie Mercury-led Queen.
Oh my God, that's terrible. And they're all on the stage at the same time. Oh, that's bloody terrible.
Yeah, it is banger. Honestly, it is banger after banger after banger.
Yep.
On the schedule this week. This is going to be a week where you've got to be watching these games from kickoff of the big noon game all the way to 11 o'clock Eastern, because you've got chaos potential galore. And I was only looking at the schedule for the top 25. I haven't gone any further.
No.
Looking any deeper, but we mentioned this one earlier: Florida State and Virginia Friday night.
Yes.
To kick off the weekend, but you got Georgia Tech going to Wake. You got Georgia Tech going to Wake Forest.
Yep.
What else we got here? I'm doing a deeper dive into the schedule. Into the schedule here. Utah, now they got to, coming off that loss to Tech, they got to go to West Virginia. That has potential to be interesting.
Yep.
Just a ton of really, really good games to to watch. I mean, this is going to be a weekend where you need multiple screens to get through this college football weekend because otherwise you're going to miss something.
That's it. That's a lot going on. There's a lot of games. Yeah, they're the ones that are jumping out of the at the moment. So UCLA is versus Northwestern. Be interesting to see who's going to come out
Show
victorious
up to
from that
watch
one.
that game? Who's going to show up to watch that
Well,
game?
that's it.
UCLA just played at home at the Rose Bowl
Yeah,
in front of what, 250 people?
yeah, it was pretty dire. They're playing in Northwestern, so hopefully they might get a good turnout
Yeah.
for that.
Well, they might get a decent turnout just for the location of the stadium because
Yeah.
that spot right on Lake Michigan, kind of a cool spot for a
Oh, okay.
football
Oh,
stadium.
wow,
Let's be
okay.
honest.
Yeah,
And the visuals just being in that stadium are pretty cool.
yeah,
And it's still September, should still be fairly warm.
yeah.
I mean, it's not a game you'd want to go to in November
No.
because that wind coming off of Lake Michigan sucks.
Ooh, that'd be so cold. Anything under 20
Yeah.
degrees, 65 degrees is too cold. Don't talk to me.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you would have the potential of that being 20 degrees Fahrenheit in November.
Yikes. That 20 no, that's way too. That's like -10. What are you, crazy?
Yeah, well, I mean that's Chicago in November.
Well, that's right. Oh.
That's called a day that ends in Y in Chicago in November.
That's right. So there is a lot of good games. What are you going to say?
Don't even get me started about January Chicago. 20 degrees is like that's t-shirt and board short weather.
Yeah, I've seen some like the river frozen and everything up there. It's like, oh, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah. When your river turns into a place you can legitimately play ice hockey on, that's not good. That's not fun.
No. The other team I'm kind of side-eyeing at the moment is Old Dominion as well. They're 3-1 at the moment, but they've been playing not too bad. Not too bad at the moment, Old Dominion. So
yeah, they've got Liberty this weekend, on Saturday. They're 16.5-point favorites, and Liberty, they were a team last year was thought to be a group of 5 candidate last year. Liberty's kind of fallen off, but Old Dominion, they've been pretty nice. Let me pull their schedule up real quick. I'm just going to refresh my memory. Their loss was to Indiana opening weekend, but they hammered Virginia Tech 2 weeks ago. That was their last game.
Yeah.
In fact, that was the game that got Virginia Tech to fire their coach. So Old Dominion's already gotten a coach fired this year.
What is that? 3 coaches and it's only four weeks in. We've already got 3 of them fired.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, and Mike Gundy, we didn't really mention this, kind of touched on it, but Mike Gundy getting fired today by Oklahoma State, 21 years at Oklahoma State. And you want to talk about and it has fallen off big time for Oklahoma State in the last 2 seasons. They had a miserable year last year. They let him stick around, hoping that he could build him back up.
Yeah.
But man, just a brutal season. This year's brutal start to the season. That loss at Oregon where they just got destroyed, and then losing to Tulsa. That was the last straw. But last year was his first losing season since his first year as Oklahoma State coach.
Wow, that's a long time. That's a long time.
He had 20 years of success at Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma State has always been little brother in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Always little brother in Oklahoma to the Sooners.
Yeah.
But still a lot of success. Conference success. I think they won a couple of conference titles. In fact, during his tenure, they played in a few Big 12 conference title games.
Okay.
During his tenure.
Yeah.
But to see how it's fallen off the last year and a half for Oklahoma State
Mm.
just sucks. But it could be a case of his voice just got stale,
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
and they just
Even after
and they just
20,
need a new
yeah,
voice in the locker room.
yeah, 20 years, I think that's good enough. Where you need a change, like at Manchester United. After Sir Alex left, you need that change. You need that fresh blood, that fresh eyes.
Yeah,
Different ways of thinking of doing stuff. So bring in a different playbook, get something else going. You can
yeah,
understand, but that is definitely that's a dynasty. 20 years at the same team.
yeah.
That's it's tough to let somebody go like that too. So
Yeah, and
um,
hopefully, even though he did get fired by Oklahoma State, hopefully
yeah,
they will honor him because he deserves it. He
yeah, yeah,
deserves
yeah,
he deserves to go into their Hall of Fame, into
yeah,
the Ring of Honor, whatever they do in
yeah,
Oklahoma State to honor greatness in the Oklahoma State
yeah,
athletic program. He absolutely deserves it for what he brought to that program. I
yeah,
mean, they were still little brother in Oklahoma, but little brother got up on big brother more than enough during Gundy's tenure
yeah,
in Stillwater. That
yeah,
he absolutely deserves the plaudits from the university.
yeah,
Down the road once we get, once the maybe the bitterness of getting fired, kind of passes. Maybe
yeah,
after a few years
yeah,
passes,
yeah,
they
yeah,
bring him back to and
yeah,
allow him to receive the plaudits from the university and from the crowd.
yeah.
Hopefully,
Well, two losing seasons in what 21 years is a pretty bloody good
yeah,
stint in anybody's language. So
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
So he deserves all credit in the world, and best of luck to whatever he does.
yes,
In his coaching future.
yes,
Even if he doesn't get back into coaching, just goes into broadcasting.
yeah,
Please go into broadcasting. You'd be awesome.
yeah. That'd be good. So that was the look at week 4 for college football. A lot to talk about. Some great results this week. Again, as we said, this is going to be the pivotal week where a lot of teams are going to come away with that one loss. Now, there's a few teams still sitting on no losses. So I'm looking forward to this week as we do every week. As I
Yep.
said, Oregon versus Penn State here for our live YouTube watch party. But again, we'll be in the front bar in Discord. We'll be doing a few more games in there, probably 2 or 3 games in there, whatever it is going to be for the day. So we just kind of get in there and just start shooting the breeze and whatever else, and time ticks away, and before you know it, it's already 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night for you guys in America. So it's usually a
Yep.
long day, but a great day as well too. So
Yeah.
and we got
Well,
some
let
great
me.
games. Great games
Yeah.
coming up.
Well, allow me to start the smack talk early. Get used to hearing this. We are Penn State. We are
Wait,
Penn State.
how do you ban somebody on Discord? Just asking for a friend.
Already started on Tuesday night for you.
That's right. Already the smack talk is starting. I can't wait. I can't wait.
And I'm neutral. I'm neutral in the game. Could you imagine if Oregon was playing Missouri?
Oh, dang. That would be
can
that would be an interesting
can I get can I get that in a playoff game, please?
that would be fantastic. That would be fantastic.
Yes,
So
it would be.
I think
It
that
would
would be
be.
great. But I can't wait for that. I will be dressed up in Oregon stuff, obviously supporting the team for our whiteout. Man, touch wood, as I said, I just hope we give them a good game.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll be there at the end of the season as well too. So we're going to leave it here. Again, Chris, thank you very much for our roving reporter. Actually in the truck today. So congratulations on that. Nice new
Yes, thank
Volvo
you.
truck. We'll
Yep.
be here live on YouTube on the weekend on Saturday, obviously, as we always are during college football. Thank you very much, everybody in the chat, for listening today. We'll put this on YouTube as a podcast at a later time. Once YouTube lets me download it, it's been a bit of a pain in the rear end at the moment. But apart from that,
Oh,
so Chris, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you everybody for watching as well. We'll be live again here on Saturday for our college football, and obviously we'll be live again for our podcast next week as well. So guys, thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you stay safe wherever you are, and come back and join us for our watch party. We'll see you then. Oh, you're still here? You want more content? Why don't you check out my Patreon down here? You'll get plenty more content and some exclusive videos over there too. If not, why not check out this one over here?